Discussion on the productivity and procrastination. So, in this video, I'm going to discuss thoroughly on the topic of what is the root cause of procrastinations, and what is the three reasons that causing us to delay things which is important to us, and we and we initially procrastinate or putting things off, or we delaying, or we take some rest, or we can say that we intentionally we don't start anything even though it is feel very important to us. And not apart from that, I'm going to give you the proven or the solid reason or the proof which is science backed research, and what is the one of the reflective question that addressing this root cause, and how can we overcome this with a one single actionable item, so that we can become aware to the our procrastinations, its type, and what is causing us. And there is a though there is a lot of reasons for the procrastination based on our unique ability and our personality, but what I'm going to discuss is which is a common repeating patterns we always facing when it's come to knowledge worker, or if you try to do something out of our comfort zone. So let's start directly started. There is a three main reasons, or we can say that the root cause of procrastination is the fear of failure. The second one is perfectionism, and third one is overwhelmed from the too many tasks. So how to overcome this all of this? Because fear of failure stems from the anticipation of negative outcomes. As we thought about uh, initiating or any task or the project, and we go directly to the outcome which is a negative manner, or we can think a lot of time very worst case scenario, and this is very disappointing, and like a criticism or loss of our self-esteem. So this fear can be paralyze us, making us avoid those tasks and provide protect us from our potential failures. And there is a study reference which is going to I'm going to give, that is the Journal of Rational Emotive and Cognitive Behavior. In this study, they have revealed that the act of fear as a psychological barrier or psychological trigger, which is uh, uh, preventing us from taking necessary step toward our goal or our objective, what we are try to start or initiate, or what we try to break the inertia of getting started itself. And there is a famous book, that is the Procrastination Equation by Dr. Pierce Steele, and he also emphasizes he given the procrastination equation, and he has given the lot of actionable concept and ideas to overcome this. So in order to overcome this fear of failure, or the thought of the fear of failure, with the 90% case, it is it's just as a thought in our mind. On the actual level, it is kind of pre-assumptions, we can say that. So if this is the case, then we can ask ourselves, which is a reflective question, like what would you do today if you knew you couldn't fail? So instead of thinking about and feeling of failure by starting or the initiating whatever we opt to, we should reflect by asking question, if there is no failure happen to this task or this resistance, what we are going to do? Then this will become very easy to start at the first place. And actionable tips I can give you, that we have to embrace the growth mindset, because always uh, thought of the negative outcomes, and we go back to our old self, our the flow of the our day-to-day behavior. Then we have to cultivate and embrace the growth mindset, because growth mindset is nothing but the we have to shift our thinking process from failure to the learning opportunities. So rather than it is just setbacks or the barrier. So this is all about the strong one reason of fear of failure. The second one is perfectionism, because as a because we lot of people, most of the knowledge worker or the educated people, because we are, if we are a science person, or we do read a lot of books, and we have certain degrees or we have certain experience, so we always try to finish or optimize to the near to perfect or 100% perfectionism. But it is a harsh truth that there is no perfection in the whole world, because our whole universe is a complex system and made up of lot of small integration of the systems and the workflows, everything. And we as a human being, why we should thought on the perfectionism? Because perfectionism involves setting the unrealistic high standard to ourselves. We we put ourselves in shoes of the standards by comparing ourselves with our the uh, other people, or our even say the competitors or the influencers, which is who made us to think in a way, because we always assume there is no error should be there in whatever we doing in every aspect of our life. So this is the bullshit thinking to do or follow. Perfect reason lead us to nowhere. So there is a study. The study reference says that the study in the Journal of Counseling Psychology by Dr. Gordon Plate found a strong correlation between the perfectionism and procrastination, particularly among those who fear making mistakes. Anything that is new to us, like writing, or the writing a mail, or the compiling thing, which is which must be shown to the our higher peoples, or in our organization, in our company, or whatever it may be. Then we try to avoid lot of mistakes and error, and we stake to the level of perfectionism, so that no one can tell us that you made a mistake, because we are always afraid of mistakes and due to the criticism, everything. And this perfectionism create the self-defeating cycles, where the fear of not meeting perfectionism leads to the inaction, and the result of so much inclination toward the perfectionism, it leads to the inaction. It means even we don't even start the discomforting things or the task. And there is a book called Perfectionism and the Procrastination. In Perfectionism Theory, Research and the Treatment, provided by the Dr. Flett. And this work devolved on how perfectionism tendencies cycle where cycles have been hindering our productivity and progress over the our objectives. So what the question we can ask in order to deal with the perfectionism? So how much more could you achieve if you allow yourself to be imperfect? So uh, instead of detailing and structuring every detail or every detail thing, in order to avoid error, in order to prevent from the mistakes, and in order to be ourselves up to date to the level of 100%, we should ask ourselves that what could we achieve if we allow ourselves to be imperfect. And the opposite side is that though there is a perfectionism lead you to inaction, but going from the space of imperfect with our ugly dirty skill sets or the knowledge or the experience, and we course correct it and improvise on that, and we can even come to the near of the perfectionism. So for that to happen, we have to set a realistic goal. Even though instead of going very high standard, we have to set in our reachable, doable capacity for ourselves with our skill set and our mindset and our tools and resources. This will ease the progress, or this will make the steps so easier, so we can initiate and we can start. And the third strong reason is that overwhelmed by the too many tasks, because a lot of people, we try to achieve, or we try to achieve our goals, our desires, or our dreams, and there is in the abundance of this a lot of opportunity, online, virtual, digital, even in the physical businesses also, there's a lot of opportunity. And lot of people who are in the job, or they're building some side hustles, or or they are making or they can if they are try to build out of something, they pure interest and curiosity and passion. And these people are very ambitious, and if there is a knowledge worker or the coach or consultant, then we think that we have to deal with a lot of tasks, like thousands of tasks in every. day, and this will cause us the overwhelming us, because when it's come to overwhelm, our cognitive load or the cognitive system is like get hijacked by the numbers of the task or the activities which is leading us to the our ultimate goal. This sense of overload can lead us to paralysis. Paralysis, in it means that not physical paralysis. Paralysis, it means that we just try to do adjust and make progress in our in a head itself, which is like a kind of fantasy or infatuations, which is not real. And there is a study by Dr. Rowe University research on decision fatigue suggested that making numerous decisions depletes our mental energy, because overwhelm is definitely and directly depleting our energy for our brain, because brain uh, doesn't want to use so much of energy, because it has lot of thing to do which is based on the survival mechanism to make us alive and make us human or make us the human being. So when it's come to pressing so much decision or so much load on our brain or our cognitive structure, then it make us overwhelmed, and this is a safety mechanism where it is indicate us to uh, we cannot deal with lot of thing, and we hide ourselves and we move away and go to the again with the procrastination cycle. There is a book called Getting Things Done, which describes and given the concept or the theory on the art of stress-free productivity by David Allen. And what he's suggesting is that we have to learn the skill of prioritization and simplification, because overwhelming causes us to make everything together, while prioritizing and simplifying for our available time or the available slot of the schedule. This will reduce the overwhelm, and we can do the thing which is much better than nothing, even better than the thing that is causing us to be overwhelmed. So this is the three reason, and the three takeaways. We can say that awareness is the only key, because understanding why we procrastinate or why you procrastinate is the first step toward the change or the dealing with our discomfort. And action over inaction, even small step can lead to the significant progress, which is backed by the domino effect, and we underestimate this kind of smaller step. And be kind to yourself instead of making promises towards a very high level, or they become a lot of pressure to ourselves. So our brain and mind, it is not going to align together, and instead of doing or giving so much pressure in the influence way by external stuff, we should be kind to ourselves and embrace the imperfection, and view challenge as the opportunity to learn and stepping stone to the next milestone. So this is all about today's video, and I will come back to the addressing the second topic, which is going to